This again. Hi, it's Gina here. Soul Inspired Reflections. As many of you know, one of the foundations to the work that I offer is through body work, and I incorporate energetic work. It's all energy, but I incorporate chakra balancing, clearing the energetic field, things of that nature. Sometimes I use crystals within the manual therapy of the body work. So the reason why I'm on here today, a little bit out of frustration, I guess. Partly because I have, every now and then I'll have a client that wants me to come to their home. Right? Wants me to come to my home. But then they don't want to pay for the service. Right? They don't want to pay for the service, but wants me to come to the home, keep the same rate that they're paying if they came to the office. Which they're forgetting is that for me to come to your home, I lose 2 clients on the table. For you to have that luxury, I lose 2 clients, minimum of 2 clients on the table. On top of the logistics that go to preparing to take my table, if I'm bringing my sound bowls, if I'm bringing my feathers, if I'm bringing any of other tools that I may need for that particular person for the healing, the facilitation of their healing, I'll say, because we are all healers of ourselves. We are all healers of ourselves. My role is to facilitate the healing of the client in front of me. So if I'm coming to your home, yeah, my rate's going to be what is necessary for me to do that service in your home, in the comfort of your home. You're paying for my time, and you're paying for my expertise, and you're paying for me to care for you. So I'm offering you this insight from an energetic perspective, right? We all have the resource of power in our body. We're all energy. Everything we do is working with that energy and that power, that current. Money is no different. Money is no different. It's exchange of energy. It's an energetic exchange. It's honoring the service that you're providing or being provided. You want a certain service, you pay money for it, and it's really a value too, right? What you value oftentimes is what you're willing to pay. We see it with homes, right? We see it with going out to dinner, if you're going to fine dining. People will pay $200-$300 for fine dining, a bottle of wine, right? Why would my service be any different? Why would my service be any different, or any other body worker that's coming to your home providing a specialty service to assist you with your wellness? These are wellness practitioners. Because when you're getting body work done, it affects you emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, whether you realize that or not. It reduces your blood pressure. It can reduce anxiety, reduce depression, increase circulation, reduce inflammation, increase mobility, and that's just naming a few things. That's just naming a few things. And I'm going to name a few things that a body worker has to study when they decide to become a body worker. Human anatomy, physiology. pathology, prescription drugs, maybe even recreation drugs if they have clients that are taking something. They know how to work with injuries. They have to know how to work with the lymphatic system. They have to know the skeletal structure, the muscular structure. They have to know about illnesses. They have to know about surgeries, right? Because if I've had someone that's had some sort of abdominal surgery, that changes where their organs are naturally placed. For instance, someone that's had a hysterectomy, their bladder is going to be moved, right? I have to know about those things, because that means I'm going to approach abdominal work in a different way because their actual physical anatomy of the body has changed. And going into more the energetics of the body, have to know acupressure points, have an understanding of the meridian system, our nervous system. I need to know where nerves are running through the body, because that's the energy, those are the communication points. So when someone tells me they have tingling, I ask where, because that tells me what nerve is being impacted. It tells me how to approach the body. If I ask someone what kind of prescription drugs they're on, it tells me how to approach the body, so I don't cause more injury, so I don't cause harm to their body. Massage and body work's not just, oh, I'm gonna relax you, giving you a nice massage. It's beyond that. This is about your wellness, your well-being, your health care. These people hold a space to facilitate your well-being. To facilitate your well-being. And for me, it's become really important because I see the body as energy, and that you can heal yourself. And sometimes we need someone to assist in the facilitation of that healing, to bring guidance for the body that you can't do on your own sometimes, because the body's holding so much. So sometimes we need the aid of a facilitator. My work facilitates that while you can focus on your release, while you can focus on your healing. Because it will show up physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. They are all related. You cannot work one area of the body without impacting those energetic fields, those unseen energies of us, of you. So that kind of brings me to the other side of bodywork and healing arts, healing practices. Because you are an energetic system. You're cellular. You're like a computer. You really are. Your energy in physical form. You have cells, you have DNA, you have RNA, you have codes. You're coded all the time. We have codes getting activated. We have latent activations in our DNA. And then we have other things that are going dormant. Just like those beliefs you're letting go of. That means you're no longer activating that memory or that DNA within you or that code within you on the cells. You're reprogramming your cells by plugging into a new belief system or awareness that impacts your physical body. That impacts your physical body. So whether you need something that's more science-based, it's just another language to say the same thing. A lot of times my clients wonder why I have them breathe, because it calms their nervous system. When you learn, because so many of us, we don't breathe, we breathe very shallow. We don't have full breaths. Even as I'm talking here, I can feel my breath shorten. So taking that longer breath like that, a deep breath, it relaxes my system. It takes you out of fight, flight, and freeze, that constant stress. What impacts that? Your hormones. Cortisol. Right? Your constant state of fight, flight, and freeze. I gotta get this deadline. I gotta be here. I gotta be at my kid's game. I gotta do this. A, B, C, and D. The list goes on. Just saying it, I can feel the stress in some of you. It's all here. You stop breathing. You're not present. So part of that energetics work is like, okay, let's be present. We can only do one thing at a time, even though we have a list of commitments. Do you have to do all of them? No, you don't. If COVID didn't teach us anything about restructuring our lives, I don't know what else in your life will. It gave you, and many of us, a beautiful time to be with ourselves and actually release. A lot of stuff came to the surface. And now what I'm seeing, a lot of people are unwinding that stress that came with COVID or the pandemic or the shutdown. Right? I have some clients that are like, oh, I'm just unwinding all this stuff. Yeah. One client is experiencing vertigo, and I said, yeah. Encouraged her to still see her doctor, but I gave her the energetic, through my own experience and learning, and through other healing practices, I gave her information about the Merkaba, her light body. Because that too is getting activated within all of us. And for her, she's open to exploring a Merkaba meditation that I encouraged her to seek one out that fit her. And to use it out in nature. Because we're balancing our harmonics. We're balancing our masculine and feminine energies, our right and left hemisphere of the brain, our nervous system. So it comes back into harmony and operates in balance. Our creative and logical sides. The yin and yang. Okay, so that goes into more the unseen aspects of ourselves, but they are actually quite felt. So when you see a body worker, such as myself, because I bring in the healing practices of that, both sides, and the somatic methods and energetic clearings through different tools of the trade. So that might be feathers, it might be color, it may be breathing, it may be using crystals, maybe using the elements, fire, water, visualizations, meditations. So think about that when you see someone and then you're asking them to come to your home. The depth of their education and ongoing education of the service they provide you for well-being, to take care of you. So take care of them. And sometimes in taking care of them is paying them their rate that they deserve. And part of you as body workers, to take care of you, start setting your rates accordingly. Start setting your rates accordingly. Because you have the same, we all have the same commitments in this day-to-day life of whether it's rent or mortgage, families at home, we provide food for ourselves, our pets, our children, our spouses, our wellness as well. Okay. We're also creating our total compensation for ourselves, right? Because we're paying our insurance. We're paying for our vehicles. We're paying for our tools that we take with us when we see clients, right? Our table, our oils, our sheets, sprays to clean everything, gas to travel, the vehicle to travel, the maintenance, all that overhead that comes with traveling, not just the time. So for both of you, the client and the body worker, start valuing both and honoring both because you're taking care of each other. Recognize that you are taking care of each other. That service is not one-sided. It's not one-sided. And our bodies are constantly changing, and so that body worker and that healing practitioner has to be in the rhythm of the new. So understanding trauma of the body, because we all have it. How does it process? How does it run through us? What does the body do physiologically? What's the body do those are things I have to know, have to learn, stay up to date on current practices. Where do they relate to the energetic system, the chakra system, or the origin of the body? Because your body holds information. And it impacts the entire system. So think about that next time you have a healthcare or wellness practitioner. I'm calling you body workers, wellness practitioners, facilitators of healing, are called to someone's home, as well as the client. When you call that practitioner to your home, you're caring for each other. The care goes both directions. Both directions. So, body workers, start setting your rate accordingly and valuing your work. And if that means you also have to educate yourself more too, then do it. There's a ton of stuff that's free to keep up on your self-education, and then continuing education courses. And for you as a client, take care of them. If you value your wellness, you're going to value their work, and it's going to show up. I make a modest living, and that I will put my money to a good practitioner. Absolutely. Absolutely. So recognize this is part of the oneness of all things, that we're all a part of this circle, this life. And taking care of each other is part of that. You're going to provide a service, and you're going to show that back through money in some ways. That's the energetic exchange. No different if I'm invited to someone's home for dinner, I'm going to bring something as a guest, as a thank you, a gratitude. It's all the same thing. It's all an energetic exchange. How do you show up in it? These are people's businesses. So when you have that luxury or that preference of having a practitioner come to your home, pay them. Pay them their $200. And if you feel like giving a gratuity, that's optional. Everyone always appreciates the gratuity of any kind. But if someone's charging you $200, think about what you're asking of them. They're bringing their expertise to your home, a specialized service to your home. And if they have an office space, that means they're also losing 2 clients on the table that day. Potentially, sometimes 3, depending on where you're located. Whether they're in a chiropractic office or not, it's still all the same. It's just changing the way it looks. So pay them. And set your rates accordingly. Start valuing your work, because this is about wellness. It's no longer a luxury or an extra service to life. People are recognizing there's value in body work. I recently had a client said still sees her chiropractor, but she doesn't see him as often because she recognized the adjustments only last a couple days and she's right back to where she was. And I could relate to that. Her body is finding more benefit right now with manual therapy of bodywork and healing arts. And then she'll go in between when she needs the actual chiropractic adjustment. And I can relate to that. That's how my body often is with chiropractic as well. It needs it. It likes it. But how long it lasts sometimes isn't as long as I'd like. But I also am recognizing what I have going on with my body too. So yeah, my rates are going to stay what they're going to stay. And those people that recognize and value their wellness and my expertise and my ever-growing expertise in being a conduit and facilitator for your healing and self-care, yeah, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. I value my work. I know all the education or places I've studied, the diversity of what I've studied. And I've had some really amazing teachers along the way. And I know of others who also have had really amazing teachers to ignite the healing that comes naturally for them. Right? No different than your expertise. You also have an expertise in whatever it is that you do, and you learned it along the way. And some people value it and some people don't, but guaranteed, even when you're not working your entire, say, 8-hour shift, you're getting paid for your 8-hour shift, most people. Remember, this is about caring for each other. That person is coming to you to care for you. And you're caring for them by paying them their rate, so they can continue to give and care for others through the modality of bodywork and healing arts. That's all I have to say for now. I'd love to hear your comments, if you have any. If you're a bodyworker and healer out there, share your thoughts and your experiences when people have asked you to come provide your service to their homes and it pulls you out of your office and the logistics involved. Share with me. I want to know your experiences and what your thoughts are. All right. Have a beautiful day.